Hey everyone, second video of the day, but this is important stuff. A lot of guys, a lot of posts online, a lot of support for the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms. Very important. But I got to shed some lights on what I think is going on here a little bit, okay? Everybody says, and all these posts I enjoy seeing it, different counties are going to become a Second Amendment county. I think it's a good program, but it all ties together. Okay, our Constitution is our Constitution, and we believe we have rights. But lately, I'm under the opinion that we don't have any constitutional rights unless we can afford a big attorney to bring an issue into federal court. Who is the enforcer? Who upholds our Constitution? Who is it that does that? Well, it's our senators and our reps, our law enforcement. They took an oath to uphold the Constitution. And there are many, many good people in all of these fields. A few rotten apples, but let me point something out to you, okay? In considering the Second Amendment, let's consider what's going on deer farms. And let me show you how it's been trampled over, and then I'll let you know how that translates into the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms. Okay? So under the Fourth Amendment, the right of the people to be secured in their homes, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable search and seizure shall not be violated. And no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation. What this means is that you, as a citizen, you have a right to an unreasonable search and seizure in your home, period. I hear people at sports shows talking to me all the time. Game wardens have authority. They can come on your property. They can come in your house. They can come in your tree stand, your ice house. They got so much authority. Nope, nope, nope. You have the right to unreasonable search and seizure. That's what the Fourth Amendment is, okay? And if we fast forward real quick, not to the second, but we're going to go to the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment says, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. And it goes on, and then it says, no state shall make or enforce any law, okay? No state shall make or enforce any law. And then it shows a whole bunch of stuff you can't do. And at the very end it says, to any person within its jurisdiction, the equal protection of the laws. So it says, no state shall make or enforce any law to any person within its jurisdiction that denies equal protection of the law. What does that mean, you guys? It means that all of us have the right to not have an illegal search and seizure done. Are you with me? So if someone comes to your house and they say, I'm here to search your house, and they're a law enforcement officer, you can say, do you have a search warrant? No, I don't. Well, I'm not consenting to a search, so go away. Do I have the right to remain silent? Oh, yes, you do. Do I have the right to have an attorney present? Oh, yes, you do. Okay, well, leave then, because I'm exercising a few of my rights. Okay? So it says, no state shall make or enforce any law which would deny any person within its jurisdiction equal protection under the law. Equal protection means we all have the right to remain silent. We all have the right to deny a search. We all have the right to ask for a warrant before our property is searched. We all have the right to have an attorney present. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what anything. You have equal protection under the law. So now let's fast forward a little bit, and we're going to go into Minnesota Statute 35-155 concerning deer farms, okay? And it says under subdivision 7, it says under inspection, it says the Board of Animal Health must annually inspect farmed cervidae. The Board of Animal Health must inspect. Well, they're not a cop. It's not criminal. So there are licensing agencies, so that's good. They have a right to inspect our farms. Farm cervidae facilities and farm cervidae records. Yep, they can see it all because they don't carry a badge. They don't have powers of arrest. They can't draft up a criminal complaint. But then it goes on to say, as coordinated by the board, the Commissioner of Agriculture and an enforcement officer may participate in the inspection. So a game warden can come onto my farm and do an inspection while he possesses powers of arrest a taser, handcuffs, a tape recorder. He can come on my farm and he can inspect my buildings and my records. Never gonna happen, people. It ain't happening. Any game wardens listening, show up at my farm and let's see what happens. I will not allow you and I will go to jail because it's a constitutional violation. Let's go on a little bit further under subdivision C. The Commissioner of Natural Resources may inspect farmed cervidae facilities, my barn, my shop, my handling facility, and farmed cervidae records with reasonable suspicion that laws protecting native wild animals have been violated. Wait a minute. If you've got reasonable suspicion that a wild animal law has been violated, you can just come onto my farm and go through my buildings? People, this is the most unconstitutional law I've ever seen in my life, and it's in law in Minnesota. Are you kidding me? Let's talk about our Second Amendment. Here's why I'm bringing all this to you. Our Second Amendment is also very valuable. But what happens is people got to be aware of what you're voting for. And if you pay attention to Jamie Becker-Finn and Rick Hansen, two Democrats in the heart of Twin Cities, they're just wicked-minded people. And they want to destroy deer farms. Did they make this bill? I don't know, but they've proposed some other crazy bills. Are there good Democrats? I have to believe so. I believe there are good Democrats and there are good Republicans, but when there's a snake, it's a snake, it's a snake. And if you partner with a snake on one issue, wait and see what happens. So here's my point of contention, people. If the Democrats take control of the Senate in this next legislative session, we'll have a majority in the House, majority in the Senate, and a Democrat governor. And if you pay attention and open your eyes and see who's been pushing all these gun bills, most of the time, not all, but most of the time, it's a Democrat pushing an agenda to take away your guns. So pay attention. Laws are unconstitutional, they're on the books, so quit screaming, I have rights. Quit screaming it. Quit screaming, it's my constitutional right. You don't have one constitutional right unless you can afford an attorney to bring it to court, federal court. Our good reps and senators are fighting for our constitutional rights, but my point is, how did 35-155, subdivision 7, A and C make it on the books? I'm a deer farmer, and I have the right to say no. I'm not going to be searched. I'm a deer farmer and I have the right to say I have the right to remain silent. I'm a deer farmer and I have the right to say I'm going to have an attorney present. If you don't believe me, ask any cop that you know, ask any attorney, ask any judge. And if they understand the law, they're going to agree with me. And yet it's on the books. Thanks for listening, and use some wisdom when you vote. Thank you.